if you encounter someone in a fight, one-to-one, and if it's on the street, you always need to look out if there are multiple people. You can put them in submission holds where you don't even need to use your strength and you already finished the fight. And then depending on how much they want to resist, you can go on. With chokes, better than with locks, because with locks you actually injure your partner a lot, but the mechanics apply to everything. What I try to do with Jiu-Jitsu in general is to use as less strength as possible and as much mechanics as possible. So I want to show concepts where we not only break a ligament or tear a ligament, we break the whole foot and we separate the foot from the shin bone. This is what I want to imagine. It's like,
fucking hell, I don't want to fuck with this kid.
Yeah.
This man's gonna take my foot off.
and you will see that even untrained people, if they understand how to break with the lower body opposed to the upper body, can do this task. The world and the technology the growth rate is so crazy, especially with AI. So I'm very curious to see how we can implement AI into Jiu-Jitsu. The best thing that was created in life is suffering and boredom. Because of these two things, everything is created. If you don't have this, you don't have joy, you don't have anything. So try, I know it's hard to not suffer because that's what you do with it, but suffering and boredom, we should hug it and be thankful for this. Because only because of this, you feel peace afterwards.
Right, what is happening, my peeps? We are here today with an absolute legend in the MMA world. We're here with Dima Murovanni. What are you saying, brother? Yes. We
Nice
also
to be
have
here.
the legend Luan Breda in-house here at Zone Gym, head instructor of Battlezone MMA. Dima, tell us a little bit about yourself, brother.
Yeah, happy to be here. I was treated with 2 nice protein bars. Don't eat them, they're bad for you. Right? And yeah, pretty much I'm an international jiu-jitsu coach. And jiu-jitsu is one of the biggest part in MMA. Maybe not in the modern MMA, but I think it's coming back. Back then, it was the biggest part because the first guy that actually won the first UFC tournament is Royce Gracie out of Brazil. And he was a good jiu-jitsu practitioner, but he wasn't even considered the best jiu-jitsu practitioner back then. His brother was to be considered the best back then. Rickson Gracie was the champion. And they wanted to prove a point that jiu-jitsu works for everyone, not only if you're big and strong. So they sent him out against other martial artists with different backgrounds, and he came out victorious. So this is how jiu-jitsu started, more or less, to come to the mainstream. And yeah, this is the sport that I practice and where I'm the coach of a lot of many successful people these days.
You're very familiar with Royce Gracie as well, aren't you? Luan grew up in Brazil, innit?
Yeah, I trained with him for like 2-3 weeks when I was like.
Oh, you
very
trained
young.
with him?
I trained with
Legend! Wow.
I was with Nilton Garcia. That was one of his students that used to also have a gym up in Camden. But yeah, we ended up training with him, and yeah, we went through that. So I got to know him and go through his skills and all sorts.
Wow.
So, Dima, tell us a little bit about the B Team, because that's how you've rose up the ranks and come to fame, isn't it?
Exactly. Most people know me from the B Team, and the B Team is one of the best no-gi gyms in the world because it has really good guys like Nicky Rod, Ethan Krallinston, Craig Jones is a founder out of there also. So a lot of big names in there. And I coached the first CJI ADCC camp there as the head coach last year. So they brought me out to prepare them because I was to prepare Joseph Chen anyway, and also Margo Cicerelli, because both of them won trials and they went to ADCC Worlds and CJI later. So the owner, Seth Blythe, asked me if I want to prepare all of them, because multiple people were competing there, right? So yeah, I accepted, obviously, because that was a big opportunity for me. And the rest is history, because most people had great results. And from that point on, yeah, I am a member of the B Team now. I'm coming there a couple months in a year to prepare them or to do skill development camps. And yeah, that's pretty much the B Team. Check out the B Team YouTube channel. And yeah, again, thank you, Craig Jones. Thank you, Seth Belial. Without them, nothing would be possible.
The rest is definitely history. They are definitely history. They've made history, innit? How did the B Team come about? Like, because I know originally it was like there was more of them together, innit? It was like New Wave, B Team, and they've split, didn't they?
Yeah. So this was obviously before I became like the head coach of the camps.
Yeah.
But from what I know is that if you have big personalities in a gym, that's how they say it, problems could occur. And I don't know what happened there, but I know that they split into New Wave and B Team, or now their name is King, so something with Kingdom Jiu-Jitsu. I'm not sure. I think Gordon Ryan opened up his own academy with John Denner and Gary Tone, and I can guarantee you guys, even though I'm from B Team, this will be a great academy. So I'm very curious to see what champions they produce in the future and how they run their sessions. And yeah, so pretty much the B Team, the top names that founded this were Ethan Kralinston, Nicky Rod, Nicky Ryan. Oh yeah, I forgot Nicky Ryan completely, and I hope I'm not forgetting anyone else, but I would say these are the main guys that went there in the first place. Then later Damian Anderson also joined. And yeah, so I don't have any cool stuff about the history, why they split or whatever. But yeah, I know that both of them are doing just fine. They're both doing well. Two of the best teams in Nogi right now. So yeah.
I love that. You know, you're able to sort of like see the sport without the politics.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing, man. You know, I think everyone's heard like rumors about how it will split up or whatever, but it doesn't matter because it's like, I love your outtake on it. You know, you're still interested in what they're doing and they're still going to be great camps, aren't they?
Yeah, of course. Because if you look at me, like, I try to not make it too emotional, too political. For me, all of them helped me. I started Jiu-Jitsu in 2017. So it's not that long ago when I started. And I binged these guys. Even before they put out the first instructionals, before John Denner put out this first leg lock instructional, I was binging their content and I was quite pissed a little bit that he brought out this DVD because I looked up everything myself. I tried to figure it out on my own and then he just brings it out and everybody can see it. So that was still good. Obviously, that's good for the sport. I was just a little bit upset. Like, no, now everybody will do it. But yeah, because of them, we are here. Because of John, because of Gordon, because of Craig. So without them, I couldn't even do what I'm doing right now. So I'm always interested to see what all of them are doing so I can also improve my jiu-jitsu and my understanding. And I think if we work together, just the progress will be faster. I see it as open source. I see it like technology. So
Bitcoin software.
For example, like open, how do you call it? Like, I forgot the word, but as long as it's open, we can progress way faster. Look at the time back then in jiu-jitsu, like people had their secrets and nobody came out with their secrets. So my professor that granted me the black belt, Robert Graves, he had to go with his other friends from place to place to find technique. They didn't know the techniques and you couldn't just look it up. You needed to go to probably a Brazilian guy that went to Europe or to the US and is sharing his knowledge. And also, not everybody is great in sharing concepts or ideas. So back then they just showed technique. And still, because nobody knew this technique, it was like the next big thing. Today, if you just show a random technique, yeah, good luck with that. I go on YouTube and I see 2-hour instructions for free that are way better. So everything changed. And it's because everybody's sharing his stuff now. And we have great minds that are come together. And even if we're not coming together, I bet we're still looking at the jiu-jitsu. Yeah, right. I still bet John Denner is looking at Craig's jiu-jitsu. I still bet that Craig is looking at if Gordon rolls and so on. So I'm just really happy to be in a position where I can show my ideas to the whole world and to bring jiu-jitsu to a higher state.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, politics seems to be a big thing in this game. I know Luan's experienced a little bit of it ever since opening up his gym upstairs.
Yeah, it is a funny world when it comes to owning the gym. There is some gyms that do want to be like he's like a Karate Kid movie, you know, like my gym is better than yours and all sorts. But the way I think it's, we all want to grow, right? We want to grow the sports as well, as the sport is growing up fast right now, but we want to be as big as it is. And for us to be having a focusing on each other's gyms, then no one is growing, right? So we need to just focus on how we can get to the biggest stages and how we can be a bit better than ourselves, right? And that's how it's all about.
That's how winners do, man. But yeah, and I also think another thing with the progression, I think maybe technology might have played a part in that as well. Because if you go back, like, I don't know, 20, 30 years, you know, we didn't really have smartphones and everyone's videoing each other. So like you said, you know, you can go on YouTube and you can find a video, 2-hour instruction and everything.
Yeah.
So that's probably played a part in progressing jiu-jitsu as well, a little bit as well.
1 million%. If you look at BJJ fanatics, especially, again, you can, if you have a question, you can YouTube it and you probably find the answer. Or if you want to have a more detailed approach to it, you can buy an instructional on BJJ Fanatics. Or if you know Chinese sites, you can just look at it without even paying on it. And I think a lot of people are doing it. And fair play to you, you can do it. I'm not saying that we didn't do it back then. So yeah, the world and the technology is at such a crazy rate. The growth rate is so crazy, especially with AI. So I'm very curious to see how we can implement AI into jiu-jitsu.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure you could probably just chat GBT something now and they come up with an answer on how to twist someone and lock them in with that. Yeah.
Maybe it should be chat BJJ. Like,
It should be good. It should be
if that's there, we can maybe program it or whatever. But yeah, I think in the future, everything is just growing at such a fast pace. And everything is getting so much easier, and this is why the level is growing. Like, not only in the world, but especially in jiu-jitsu. If you look at the people that started 2 years ago, I bet you also like see these people that are a bit talented and that have all the instructions, the informations available to them. They could be as good as someone that trains for 10 years, someone that trains for 15 years. Like, if you look at ADCC 217, or at ADCC, I don't know, 215, if you compare this with the level right now, it's nothing near. It's like a completely new sport. So I think we are right now at the perfect time where jiu-jitsu is exploding.
Yeah.
And
So
I think
every event, there's something new happening, you know. Every event, there's a new guy doing something new. So
exactly. And I also think financially, like, more and more people are coming to the gyms. I do seminars all around the world. And I try to talk to every gym owner how it's looking right now, and it looks like more and more people are coming. They want to progress in martial arts. They maybe saw something in the UFC, and especially in Octagon. I don't know if you know this guy, you know, Neanderthaler.
I've heard of him. Yeah.
You heard of him? The blonde guy that looks like Paddy Pimblett, but he's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's a German, and the scene in Germany exploded after he exploded. He went from 9K followers to 400K followers in a couple of weeks.
Oh, wow.
He went from 9K to 200, I think, in a week. And because of this, the numbers in the gyms, like the member numbers, increased crazy. Just because one guy in MMA, and he's also a jiu-jitsu champion, so this is where it correlates.
So did a gi jiu-jitsu competition in English Open not long ago, and after he done that as well, everyone now was back into the you know, the competition and
exactly. And he won double gold. Yeah. So I think he won double gold. So it's actually good in jiu-jitsu. He will come in a week. I will see him actually in a week because we want to train together a little bit. We want to chill with Craig. We will all be in Berlin. But yeah, because of him, the scene exploded. And people are coming up to me. They are like, oh, you know, Freddy, Neanderthaler, he's so good. He's the best in the world. And he's really good. He's really good, especially for German standards. But I have to say, yeah, come to us because we are actually also the highest level of jiu-jitsu. My student beat him 2 months ago in jiu-jitsu, Freddy. So I have to laugh sometimes when they say he's the best in Germany, and he's definitely one of the best, and I like him a lot. But this is where you see that the sport is heading. And because of people like him, it's exploding. So also a big thanks to him.
Yeah, I mean, I've literally witnessed it myself from Luan opening his gym upstairs in our place upstairs. What has it been, a year and a half now?
Yeah,
He's just, in the space of a year and a half, he's just gone up, just grown. Tell us a little bit about that, Luan, bro.
Yeah,
Killing
yes. Thanks for Andreas here as well, helping out. You know, gave me the big opportunity. Yeah, once I opened up as well, at first I was like, man, you know, what am I doing? But then out of nowhere, it just started, people started coming in. Like you say, more people started getting interested in jiu-jitsu. I have even other people that was in boxing, doing well in boxing, came out of the boxing to do jiu-jitsu. And yeah, the numbers just keeps growing more and more. And yeah, thank God, yeah, I haven't had no ups and downs or anything. It just keeps growing. Yeah.
That's an interesting point as well, because, you know, when we first opened upstairs, I was always in my mind thinking, you know, we need some sort of combat sport, but boxing is like dead right now, man. I swear to God. I've watched it, the way MMA, jiu-jitsu has just grown over the years compared to boxing. It's like, I don't even care about boxing anymore, man.
Yeah. I think why we don't experience this up and downs is because we were living in the down since it started. So jiu-jitsu, especially in Europe, in the US it's a bit different, but it wasn't that big. Not many people know or knew of jiu-jitsu. So now, again, because of people like Freddy, Neanderthal for us Germans, and because of other people in general in the UFC or in other organizations, it's growing. And I think jiu-jitsu is a sport for everyone. Not everybody wants to get hit in the face. This is something for people that really have the dog in them. Okay, but not everybody has the dog in them, and not everybody wants to bring out the dog. Most people have a normal job, have a normal life, and jiu-jitsu is perfect for them, because with jiu-jitsu you can actually defend yourself against anyone that is untrained or anyone that doesn't know jiu-jitsu. Even if you have some good striker, but he doesn't know jiu-jitsu, what's not there anymore these days, but back then that was the thing, you will have an easier time than someone that is untrained. And this is why they said back then that jiu-jitsu is a superpower. Like back then, if you were a 4-stripe white belt, you beat up everybody. But again, I think this is because nobody knew jiu-jitsu, nobody did it. Like imagine everybody would just grapple and nobody would box, and then someone hits you in the face and you're like, what's this? So this is why I think back then jiu-jitsu was more powerful than today, but it's still very powerful against untrained people. So yeah, it only started. We had it down the whole time, and now it will be an up. You guys will see jiu-jitsu schools being so full that they need other locations. Everybody will do jiu-jitsu in the future. Boxing, it's on the downtrend, I think. MMA and jiu-jitsu is rising.
Yeah, 100%. It's like it uses blunt force, right? There's no striking, like what you said. And people live regular day jobs, you know, they don't want to walk into the office with a black eye or this and that. And like you said, if you put a boxer up against an MMA fighter, you know, 9 times out of 10, the MMA fighter is going to win, aren't they?
I think 10.
Yeah,
exactly. It depends which rule set, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can't be naive anymore, and we can't think that an MMA fighter of the same level as the boxer would lose to a boxer. I would say 99 times out of 100. Like, because he understands what the boxer is about to do, but the boxer can't stop 50% of his game.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. And I think also as jiu-jitsu people, if you're interested in fighting per se, just fighting, also learn striking. Like, you want to know everything. You want to be able to do everything. But again, jiu-jitsu, if you're going against untrained people, perfect. Everybody can acquire the skill. Everybody can be better than other people immediately. And it's fun. It's just fun. You have a good community. It's not a killer community where people just want to hit each other, just show, oh, I'm the best. Of course, everybody has an ego. Sometimes you're not tapping, then you get injured. It's completely normal.
Part of the game.
But yeah, that's why I think jiu-jitsu is for the people. Boxing is for the dogs. Like, they have it in you.
I think it's very, very similar to bodybuilding. You know, for me, I look at it, it's like a never-ending way of life. You can never actually reach perfection. There's always room for improvement, isn't there? And that's the beauty of it, because it's never-ending.
Never-ending.
Yeah,
and
I love that.
You need to have something that is never-ending, because the people that achieved something big know that from this point on, it's only downhills. Like, it only goes down. Because you lose the drive, you lose the motivation. You did it already. What's next?
I guess, yeah, once you reach the top, there's only one way down. Yeah.
What's next? You reach the top. But if there is no top, you always strive for the top.
That's the beauty for it. That's what I love, man. Yeah. So, Dima, you're about to, after this, we're going to get something to eat and we're going to do a seminar upstairs. Tell us a little bit about what we're going to go through up there.
Yeah, so we're doing the Good for Bodybuilding, the PED Footlock System.
Yeah.
I call it the PED Footlock System because PED stands for Performance Enhancing Drugs. You see them a lot in Jiu-Jitsu and also in bodybuilding. And yeah, because I call it like unnatural footlocks. So, jokes aside, what I try to do with Jiu-Jitsu in general is to use as less strength as possible and as much mechanics as possible. So I want to show concepts where we not only break a ligament or tear a ligament, we break the whole foot and we separate the foot from the shin bone. This is what I want to imagine. It's like,
fucking hell, I don't want to fuck with this kid.
Yeah.
He's going to take my foot off. Right?
and you will see that even untrained people, if they understand how to break with the lower body opposed to the upper body, can do this task. Like, I pretty much can show everyone in a couple of minutes, and they can probably mimic it, how to completely,
break someone's foot.
Yeah, not only break it, because most people break it up until here, but I want to be able to bring the foot completely away from the shin bone, like almost, 50 centimeters away, something like this. And we use the tools of the lower body plus the upper body. And yeah, and if you master this is what I mean. If you encounter someone in a fight, one-to-one, and if it's on the street, you always need to look out if there are multiple people. Mm-hmm. You can put them in submission holds where you don't even need to use your strength and you already finished the fight. And then depending on how much they want to resist, you can go on. With chokes, better than with locks, because with locks you actually injure your partner a lot, but the mechanics apply to everything.
I'm fucking excited to learn this now. I'm going to pull someone's foot off on, bro. Luan, what? Tell us a little bit about what you want to take out of this seminar, bro.
Really is how he works around the leg locks, or how he works around the foot entanglements over there.
Have you heard about this the PED Footlock System?
Yeah, I've heard.
When we got the list of the things you were going through, and Luan replied back in like 1 second. He was like, "I want that."
I've heard about it, right? And I always had the interest, but it's like this is the thing as well that I was going to ask as well. Is when we have the instructionals, right? It's how we can go about it, right? How we can understand it properly. Like, obviously, we're watching it, we have it, but we're not there to feel it, right? So it's how we
exactly. It's the feeling.
Yeah,
the feeling.
Is there? So that's where I was like, okay, man, I need to know from this guy now.
That's what I always try to say, because most people are mimicking things. Even in bodybuilding, I think it could be worse in bodybuilding, because then you injure yourself really hard. So what people in Jiu-Jitsu usually do, like back then they were just doing what your instructor shows you. Now we upgraded to instructionals, and because we upgraded to instructionals, the progressive curve got way better, way faster. But I think we can make it even better and faster. How? By not trying to mimic what we see, but by understanding why is it working and how can I apply it as myself, as Dima Murovanni, as Andreas, as Luan, like as your individual person. If you understand this, you will come to the conclusion way faster. Because what I see is people trying to mimic their favorite athletes and it's not working. Obviously it's not working. You have to mimic their body type and their mind with it. But if you just understand why it works, it may look different from what your athlete does that you admire, but it's the same. It's the same.
This is sounding exactly like bodybuilding, by the way.
It's like
the same
every
shit I'm always talking about.
Yeah, it's like every skill acquirement, I think. So if you understand why you do it, then you can effectively find the how. And this is how I approach my jiu-jitsu training always.
Right, I'm very conscious of the time. What is that, Donny? You wanted to input something there? Yeah. Go on.
I like the vibe. We can talk. Okay.
I've got two things here.
Yeah.
First of all, it's quite very deep when you went into talking about tearing off someone's foot.
Yeah.
Made me think, it's like, yeah, it's cool. But have you actually ever done that to you?
All the time, almost every,
That's pulled off.
almost every.
You know the street fight?
Oh, a street fight, bro. I didn't fight since I was 14, and I will never fight again.
You used the way you described. I want to teach people how to pull their shin from their foot.
Yeah, yeah.
That much angle. I think quite graphic.
Yeah, I can tell you why I hope I will never fight again. And when I fought the last time, I fought with, was it 14? It was the day where Lena Meyer-Landrut won the Eurovision Song Contest. It's like, yeah. If you look up the date, if you look up the date, if you look up the date, you know it. So we got into an altercation with 7-8 people, and they all attacked me at first, and I luckily could. They didn't hit me once. I don't know how. I was running away while they hit me. Then I tried to hit one, and I was running more. I only did striking back then, and then my friends arrived. So it was all a shit show. It was a completely mess. But one of my friends almost got stabbed, and he got pepper sprayed in the eyes. And even though I was unfazed, I didn't have a scratch, and I broke a rib from a guy. That was fun. But not really. It's not fun. I could be dead. It was just luck. It was. You guys know the people that do striking and they think they're invincible. That was me. Stupid. I just got lucky. And then after this, I realized we could prevent all of it if we just wouldn't react to what they did. So I think I'm at the point right now, even if someone harasses me and comes into my face and hits me, I would just do nothing because I don't care. Like, nothing can happen to me. Like, nothing happened. If someone wants to kill me, maybe then. If someone wants to touch my friends or family, then yeah. But I don't think fighting is good. And I don't know, do you guys watch animes?
Lucy.
Shanks.
You know what, though, because you reminded me of that scene when they was in the pub and they're getting beaten up.
Exactly. Why should they fight back? Imagine a kid comes at you and hits you. Like, most people in the world are not trained in martial arts. I'm a jiu-jitsu black belt. I did striking.
Yeah,
so
I hear that.
Like feet or shins.
Yeah, they can hit me. They can break my nose and whatever, but nothing happens to me. I fix the nose and then everything is good.
I guess just the knowledge of knowing, if you wanted to kill, you could probably twist his neck and kill them in
maybe,
like 2 seconds. Like, but knowing that,
what if he has a knife? A knife will not help my jiu-jitsu. Like, everything could happen, but I really think I could de-escalate most things. So I don't think I will ever get hit, but even if, I'm prepared to accept it, except I'm on the brink of dying or something else. You guys understand what I mean. Yeah. So that's why it's a stupid story, but this story, I learned this from it. And I think if we all try to do it, we would have less fights, less criminality, less of everything. If we just, okay, cool, just fuck your ego. I got tapped so many times in my 8 years of jiu-jitsu. My ego is broken. I train with Nicky Rod. My ego is broken. I train with Joseph Chen. My ego is broken. I don't need it. I'm fine. I'm good. And yeah. What was the question? Oh, yeah. Breaking a foot.
But that was the roundabout way of saying.
I could definitely break a foot on the street, 1,000,000%. But I could also get kicked in the head while I do it by a friend. So, yeah. And in training, it happened. Not in training. It happens in seminars usually if you encounter spazzes, people that want to prove something. And you have people like this in every seminar.
What's that, please?
No, they
ignore the tap.
I let go. So I usually let go if they turn crazy, but sometimes they turn so crazy that it pops while they turn because I'm very sticky in the footlock. So they injure themselves. Or if I have a lock, I'm applying it very very slow. But some people are just not tapping and then pop, 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 pop. So this happens almost not anymore because I learned how to let go even earlier. But yeah, the footlocks are really, really dangerous. So you have to understand how to play them and not to play them. Because in order to not get injured and not injure your partner, you need to understand how it goes. Okay? I wouldn't advise you to let go all the time like I do it, but I go from seminar to seminar. I don't want to injure people that pay to look at my instructions or train with me.
That's what Luan does. He beats up all his. We've had a few of them.
They test me, so I can't say no.
Well, you're certainly a better man than I am. I don't think I'd be able to let someone punch me in the face and then just walk away. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
It's only a theory. Who knows? Maybe I flip. But I got into encounters where I was like, they're like, okay, I will fight. Oh, no, you're so much stronger than me. Please not. And they're like, oh, okay, cool.
So they just wanted to hear that for their ego, right?
Yeah, just weak people.
Yeah.
It's weak people. It's nothing strong. Like, I have a story of, let's say, a friend, and he went to prison, right? So, and he always acts tough, really, really tough. And because he's an alpha, like what we would describe as an alpha.
They're usually the least tough people, but go carry on.
Yeah. But he's actually tough. He's actually tough. So there was a guy, I don't remember what he did, but this guy did something that he didn't like, and he was so aggressive towards this guy, and this guy just looks at him and laughs and goes away. So he was like, I'm furious. I want to kill this man. And then he harassed him multiple days and whatever. And one day, he figured out that this guy is one of the bosses of the biggest clans in this country. So he was the most dangerous man in the prison. And then he goes up to them and he's like, why didn't you do anything? And he's like, you're like a fly to me. So
I get it. How That's are you on the street, basically.
Yeah,
like a fly. I break your foot, I break your neck.
No. But it looks different because I don't try to be like this. I try to like, okay, you're better, you're strong, let me go. Because I don't want to fight. Like I generally don't want to fight. If I want to fight or simulate a fight, I go into the gym, and that's where I do it.
You fight every day, basically. You don't need to fucking
not every day. I try to coach more than I roll these days because I don't want to get injured, but yeah.
Have you done any competitive fighting yourself?
Yeah, I competed a lot in the beginning. So I started 2017, really late as a 24-year-old. And I pretty much did the competition every month. And then I started winning when I got my blue belt. So there, I think I won every tournament except 2 where I got second. And I also competed against higher belts because I was back then one of the, maybe, I don't know, but I was doing leg locks and heel hooks. Actually, back then, nobody was doing it. So this is when I was researching John Danaher and Gordon and all of the guys, and I pretty much used it in Europe because nobody was doing it back then. But then I got injured, was out for 2 years, and then everybody used it, so I had to invent or figure out my own systems.
Wow. Luan, I'm conscious of the time right now. You got anything you want to add to this before we...
But I lost myself there because I was just paying attention here. I did have some questions at the beginning, but now it just all went out the roof.
Wait, I have a question before maybe you remembered. Are you training jiu-jitsu right now?
Me, no, I don't train any combat
Today's
sports.
our chance.
When I was younger, this funny thing, before I got into bodybuilding, I did boxing for around 2 or 3 years. And I was at this, it was a small little boxing club not far from here. And then I used to go there. And then one day I was like, oh, they got some weights in the corner. So I started using the weights. And, every day I was going back to the club. I was like, I was using the weights for like an hour, then an hour and a half. And then one day I got there. And before I even started the boxing training, it was just like, can I have the key for the weights room? And the guy was like, bro, just go to the gym, man. Stop messing about here. I was like, you know what? You're right. I'm out. And I never went back to the boxing again.
So that's your destiny.
You know what's crazy, though? He does have a interest into jiu-jitsu. You just need to find a way to put him on the mat. So that's what I need to do. Figure that.
You would do good.
I am not going to lie, I would love to get into it, but I'm just like, I don't want to break a nose or get the cauliflower ear. And like,
if you have good technique, you don't get it.
Yeah. Just wear a helmet. Yeah, all right. So, anything else you want before you remember it? Yeah.
No.
We have the whole day.
Yeah. Danny, you want to add anything?
How much time have we got? Sorry.
I mean, we've been about half an hour now. So we've been more than half an hour. We've been more than half an hour.
We can talk about more stuff. Like
I just want to give you time to eat.
Yeah.
I've got a question that I want to move. So obviously, I'm not really a jiu-jitsu guy too, but I think in striking, like there's always like a limit to how old you can be. There's an age almost limit, and you're in your prime when you're in your 20s, but so when you can see better, when your joints are good and stuff like that. Is that what they're saying for jiu-jitsu? Something like where is so like kind of a bit like more controlled and a bit like more. I mean, obviously it's very aggressive and it's very this and that, but is there less of an age limit for you to be able to take on jiu-jitsu and like competitively, I suppose, or being the highest lane?
Yeah. So I would say in striking, it's a bit earlier than in jiu-jitsu, could be, because in jiu-jitsu you have multiple ways of winning high-level tournaments. Right now, I think this will change, but as of now, you can be isometrically really strong, especially if you go into the heavier divisions, and your isometric strength peaks later. So also, I think the technology is rising, so people peak later in general because they understand nutrition better, they understand recovery better. Thanks of bodybuilding, they pushed it. And so I think in general, the peak is later now than earlier. The thing is that you see is that people start very early. So you see champions that become champion with 20 years, they start with 5 years. So they're already broken by 25. But again, because we are getting smarter with how to train, how to eat, how to recover, I think the peak gets longer, also for striking sports. But yeah, in general, in grappling, you have a way of not being too explosive, and that's why you can be in a high level even a bit later in your life.
The reason I ask is because I'm getting there, but I'm getting quite old. I've never done a jiu-jitsu lesson in my life, and I was thinking, you guys are inspiring me.
Yeah.
Is 40 too late?
It's never too late because you're...
That's never too late. I'm talking, I don't want to get ragdolled by some you just pulling me around in there.
Lose the ego, brother.
There's
Lose
always
the
a dog.
ego.
Yeah.
There's always a dog.
It
There's always gonna be a dog. There's always gonna
Yeah.
be that one little kid that trains 3-4 times a day, and he's just all he does is just that easily.
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu.
I know you can start anytime. I suppose I'm just thinking more to get to a higher level, I suppose. Like, in terms of, like, I don't know if there was a peak, like, and where I might pass it.
It's a technical sport, isn't it? So it's not about
You're-
your strength or your...
You're like 100-meter sprinter. You can't be like, you can't do that for all of your life.
Yeah, but that's
no.
not technical. That's your joints, explosive muscle fibers.
You're,
Yeah.
what you're looking at is physical prime. Do you think the sprinter with 60 years old doesn't have good technique? He'll probably have better technique than in his physical prime.
Yeah.
So why are you caring for physical prime if you don't want to be a world champion in jiu-jitsu?
I think that.
So that's what I mean. You will improve and you will also get to a high level, but you need to work with what you have. Again, if a sprinter is 80 years old, would you say his skill is still the highest level? Probably yes, just his body isn't. So he's still at a high level, even though he can't compete in the highest level.
I think it's more about competition, guys.
Yeah, but you will compete against your age, your weight. So even there, you can be the best version of yourself. And that's why we can't control what limits us. This body given to us by a God or nature or whatever, it has its limits and its rules. But we can still apply different rules to different things. Our skill is unlimited. We can train it all the time, even if the eyesight declines, if the memory declines, you can still be as good as you can in this state. So we can't fight against the rules of law and nature, but we can do whatever we can in this realm of the rules. So we can always start, we can always improve. I see people without limbs doing it. I see people that are blind doing it. So it just depends on, do you want to do it? Because you don't need to do it. Why should you? If you don't like jiu-jitsu, don't do it. If you don't like to fight, don't do it. But I think there's something in it because it's really natural to learn how to grapple and fight. I think that's really natural, and I think it gives a lot of joy and peace, or more peace than joy.
As you guys say, BJJ is for everyone, right?
Yeah.
It's for everyone.
Yeah.
That's why you see so many people coming.
It is an amazing sport, and it's got so many similarities to like bodybuilding. It's like mad.
Just for the people that start jiu-jitsu now, be willing to tap early and a lot. The more you tap, the less you get injured. The less you spaz, so you're doing spastic motions, the less you get injured. And this is something, I don't regret anything that I did, and I wouldn't tell myself anything if I could change something because I wouldn't be here. But if I could say something to new people is learn to tap. Learn to tap often. Like if people get annoyed on you because you tap early, it's still better than to get your leg broken, and then you can work on this.
Very wise words. And that is basically goes hand in hand with losing the ego, right?
Yeah.
All right. I think we'll wrap it up now. Let's give Dima some time to get some food in him before the seminar. 2 little things we normally do at the end of every one of these is, the first one is give us your, it can be like a short sentence or a long paragraph, whatever you want, some words of inspiration, your motto, your quote, anything, you know, like what's your saying, your saying in life sort of thing.
The best thing that was created in life is suffering and boredom.
Suffering and boredom.
And boredom.
I love
because of these 2 things, everything is created. If you don't have this, you don't have joy, you don't have anything. So try. I know it's hard to not suffer because that's what you do with it, but suffering and boredom, we should hug it and be thankful for this, because only because of this you feel peace afterwards. So try to. It's bodybuilding, right? You're suffering the whole time.
I was going to say, this is sounding more like bodybuilding every 2 seconds, man.
Yeah, but I'm speaking about life, not about jiu-jitsu. Yeah. And I think the more we understand to like it, or not like it, just accept it, and understand that this is very powerful, the better and more peaceful our lives will be. Like,
that is amazing, by the way. I've got a very similar, it's like nothing great ever comes out of the comfort zone. Just kind of like similar to that, isn't it? Yeah, that's amazing. Last thing as well is my sort of slogan, what everyone's heard it a million times, you probably haven't heard it, is I go, hey, come on. So give us your hey, come on. It's just basically copy what I said there.
Oh, I just have to say, hey, come on.
Yeah, go on.
Say it again.
Hey, come on.
Hey, come on.
Yeah. That's one, Dima. It's been amazing having you on, brother. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oos. Yeah. Wicked. Yeah. Oos. Super sick.